nobody. It seems like everybody is busy and nobody gives a fuck about me, so I just sneak out.
All right, let's just do this for a couple of minutes. It's gonna
Mm-hmm.
be a mock test anyway, so
Mm.
right, whenever you're ready, let me know.
Of course, I'm ready. I'll always improvise.
Okay, then let's do this. Hello and welcome to the IELTS exam. I'm your examiner today. My name is Fan, and may I have your name and ID, please?
Okay, my name is Jian He. This is my Chinese ID, and you can also call me by my English name, Aaron.
Okay, Aaron. Let's go with the test today, Aaron. Do you work or are you a student?
I'm actually currently working in an IELTS teaching institution, and I have been working in Africa for like a couple of years, juggling through different industries and companies with multiple side hustles at the same time. So I do consider myself a jack of all trades.
Okay, and do you like your current job?
Actually, I love it because I'm still a new beginner in this industry and I just started teaching out. So I think I'm pretty much fascinated by it. So yeah, but I don't know. I think passion fades away, with time. So I think let's just wait for a couple of months and we'll see.
Okay, and do you get along well with your colleagues?
I think I do because this institution is actually very international. We have different people from different countries. And also, I think, people doing this in China, they are all like very smart and intelligent and they have international backgrounds. So I think, yeah, they are not like very strict people. And we do have like an open schedule, like a flexible schedule. So if you don't have students, you don't have to go to work. So yeah, I do love that the work-life balance and the freedom it grants me compared to my previous jobs.
Okay, and I would like to ask you, why did you choose this job?
Yeah, I think really this is just my niche. I've always been wanting to do this for a very long time, but I've been like holding that back for a couple of years, and recently I just got tired with my new job. No, I just got tired with my old job and I just decided to quit. They fired me because I was behaving like not normal. So yeah, they just decided to fire me and I didn't have an option. So I just went to Beijing and started this new job and turned out I really like it.
Okay, and now I have a few questions about your daily routine. When do you usually get up in the morning?
I'm not a morning person, and ever since I started this job, I think because like students don't show up early also, so I think normally I get up around like 9 or 10 if I have students. If I don't have students, I just sleep through the whole morning and get up around you know 1 p.m.
Okay, and what is your daily routine?
If I have students, I just get up in the morning and I meet my students in my institution. We actually have three agencies all over Beijing, one in Haidian, which is in the northwest, and one in Guobao, which is actually in the east, and one in the west, in Xicheng district, I think. Yeah, so I meet my students, and we also form like a collaboration with some universities around Beijing. So sometimes I travel for like far east to those universities to meet my students there. Yeah, and normally my class will last through the whole afternoon. So I will normally get home around 7 or 8 and but I hang out with my friends frequently, so from 7 to 8, I usually go to restaurants or karaoke's or like different bars with my friends. So yeah, if I have those hangouts, I will probably get home around like 11 or 12, and then I just go straight to sleep. Yeah.
Okay, and do you think it is important to have a daily routine?
Oh, I think it doesn't matter that much anyway because like people don't actually have a choice. I think because if you have a job, you gotta have a daily routine, right? Even though my job is quite flexible, but yeah, you still have to have a daily routine. So I think it doesn't matter that it's that much because most people don't actually have an option. But that said, I still think it's important to have daily routine because if you don't have anything to do, people get lazy and you just forget things and you don't you are aimless, you don't have any purpose in your life. Yeah, so I think it's really important to have a daily routine.
Okay, and now let's move on to the next part of the exam. Please get a pen and a piece of paper. Do
Okay,
you
this
have
is my
those
pen and a
ready?
piece of paper,
Okay.
and it is actually empty. Yeah.
Okay, that's not a problem. You have 1 minute to read the question and prepare your answer. Okay, ready?
Yeah, you can post it on our this whatever this is.
Yeah, it's in the chat box. Take a look.
Okay.
Can you see it?
Discover a journey that didn't go as planned. Okay, we should say where you were going, how you were traveling, through your ways, your one line, and explain what you do differently. Okay. So the journey went things as planned, how you were traveling. Okay, I think I'm ready and we should start.
Sure.
So as far as I can recall, um, I think the journey for me to go to Canada didn't go well. Because I actually had the chance to become a permanent resident in Canada. So the IRCC, which is the Canadian immigration, required me to go to Canada and fetch my permanent resident card, which is called like the Maple card in China. And at the time, unfortunately, I was working for a state-owned company in China at the time when my permanent resident application got approved. So I should, immediately go to Canada, but I didn't have the time. And I thought I could have like a vacation or something for me to fetch my Maple card, but later I realized that you gotta have like at least 1 month or 2 months to to stay in Canada for the RCC to mail that permanent resident card to you, and which is pretty like unfortunate and abnormal because nowadays everything is online, but they still do it like the way it is. So, yeah. So I had to cancel my vacation and I had to cancel um my flight, my initial flight actually. And yeah, so I had to cancel all of that, and later on decided that I had to quit my job for me to get my permanent resident card. So yeah, so later on, I had to cancel that. I had to quit my job at the time, and it took me like because it was a state-owned company and everything was registered and something. So I had to like wait in China for like an entire month for them to cancel my registration in the state and for them to cancel my like my position and everything and give it to somebody else. And everything was so strict. So I had to wait for like an entire month in China for me to before I could travel to Canada to get my permanent resident card. Yeah.
Okay,
So
thank you.
initially, I planned to
Thank
go
you.
with my
Thank you.
father.
Okay, right. Now let's move on to the next part of the test. Let's continue talking a bit more about socializing. How do people in your country meet new people?
I think nowadays everything is online. So like I think for youngsters per se, we have all sorts of dating apps and for people to meet and hang out and stuff. Yeah. And I think the better part of this is like you see before meeting this person, you actually know a lot of information about this person so that you don't, walk into some, unexpected scenes and stuff.
Okay, and do you think it's safe to meet people, new people online?
Oh, well, people do it all the time, and China is actually a very safe country. So I think it's pretty much very safe, but we still have like a lot of emergencies, and you hear on the news that, girls got raped and killed during those meetings. So I think, yeah, it depends, but I think the cases are really rare.
And do you think it's important for friends to spend time together?
Yeah, it is very important. Actually, it is extremely important because, based on my own experience, I think, yeah, friends just fade away if you lose connection. So I think, that's really important. And for me and my best friends, we hang out from time to time, even though, we are like scattered all over the world, but we still try to meet with each other, especially during the Chinese New Year, so that we can have like, we can get into some nostalgia, and we can talk about gossips and whatever. Yeah.
Okay, and what kinds of things do friends in your country like to do together?
Uh, yeah, well, like mostly it's just restaurants, and me and my friends we meet in a restaurant, so we can hang out, we can talk about gossip. We can talk about each other's latest news, what have happened to them recently. Yeah, it's just restaurants. And some people love karaoke. They hang out in karaoke. Some people prefer bars. Yeah, so I think it depends on different type of people.
Okay. Do you think families spend enough time together these days?
I don't personally because me and my family, we don't actually meet with each other. It's been like so last time I was when I was in China during Chinese New Year, my father actually told me, do you know that it's been like 4 years since he spent Chinese New Year in China. I was like, oh, I didn't even realize that because my job was like pretty demanding, and I actually didn't have the chance. But well, I think if I have the opportunity, I will definitely spend more time with my family.
Okay. How has socializing changed over the last few decades?
Well, definitely, because now we have internet, now we have smartphones, now we have social media, which is like quite novel to to the people live like 50 years ago. Yeah, and I think socializing definitely have changed a lot during this decade. Now we meet people online, and we choose whether to meet them offline in real life, and also and also like during the old days, like when you just lose contact with somebody, probably you will never meet them for your entire life. But nowadays you can always find someone online. Well, I think this kind of phenomenon has its pros and cons, but I think it's like, all in all, it's a better situation because if I lose somebody, if I lose contact with somebody, I definitely don't want to lose them for my entire life. I definitely want to find this person online and maybe, reunite with this person. And I'm just curious about what has going on, what has been going on with them in our life and stuff.
Okay. Thank you, Aaron. That is the end of the IELTS speaking test.
Thank you, and see you next time.
Yep. See you next time.
Because
Bye.
I think I
Yeah.
bombed.
Nah, it's all right. You need more practice and preparation. Sorry, you need more practice and preparation. And even if I'm doing this, I need to prepare a little bit as well. We're doing this
Oh
impromptu.
my God, that journey stuff was like so hard. I didn't even realize that journey stuff was
Yeah,
so hard.
yeah. I was trying to pick a question that never appeared in my previous mock exams, and well, there it is, a journey that didn't
I
go
think I
as
definitely
planned.
bombed.
Yeah.
Like I can only get like a 6.5 or something
No,
because I
no, no,
didn't
no,
even
no, no, no.
finish all the prompts.
Okay, see that is a huge problem, obviously, but you kind of made you kind of made your score come back with part three. Plus, your part one was done pretty well. Had enough reasoning, had enough examples, and
I
overall,
definitely don't deserve a 7.5.
Well,
DC owes me
yeah.
all of my money.
Okay, a 7.5, that might be a bit of a stretch, but not impossible. Somewhere between a 7 to a 7.5, that leans a little more on the 7 side, I would say this time. But you
Yeah,
have
this
me.
time definitely because my part two was like a bomb. But
Oh yeah.
but during that actual test I took, I pretty much nailed it. They asked me about like if somebody asks you for an opinion or something. Oh my God! Like my question was flawless. I can guarantee you my answer was flawless. Like because actually, like I said, oh my God, my sister asked me about this opinion of whether or not she should go to Canada or go to France and stuff. I nailed it. Okay, and during part three, they asked me like, what kind of jobs do you think that gave people like their opinions frequently? I answer like definitely lawyers because well, a lawyer would decide whether or not their client should go to trial, whether or not they should settle. And I use a lot of like these words. There's no way they can give me a 7.5. This is like insult.
Yeah, seriously, if you performed normally, I'm not even saying performed exceptionally. If you perform normally, it's still 8 plus.
Of course, this is
Yeah.
so. Oh my God, I can't even believe it. Like I think that white guy hates me. Like he hates American accent. He hates like everything. He,
Yeah, well,
I think that white guy definitely hates me.
yeah,
Oh,
there is that possibility, but then again, I don't have that much experience dealing with other examiners aside from the few that I have already worked with, former examiners, no less.
probably they hate like my accent or whatever. Probably they hate my accent. Probably they hate my behavior or whatever. Probably they just think like I'm ugly or something. But I got a 7.5 eventually, and DC returned my money. But I'm still not receiving it. But they returned my money. But I feel like I should definitely get an 8. But the thing is, like, I don't think they will increase people's score that much, like because it will reveal that they actually the examiner did pretty lame. So like they will only give me a 7.5. I think that is the best I can get.
Yeah, well, there's also the possibility of going to Vietnam or something. We can do that at some point. I mean,
Yeah, we can definitely do that at some point. I
yeah.
think like your writing definitely doesn't deserve 8. I think
Exactly. Like my writing is not that bad as long as I
yeah, of
perform
course. I feel
normally.
like my writing is not that bad, and my speaking doesn't absolutely deserves an 8.5. This is crazy. Like I am almost like I'm not a native speaker. I'm almost a native speaker, right? Oh,
You're more than fluent enough. You make very few grammar mistakes. You have a decent level, well, actually a near exceptional level of vocabulary, and your pronunciation is on point. I don't see any reason for anybody to give you lower than 8, unless you
this is
absolutely
crazy. I'm
bombed it.
almost in like sometimes I am almost a native speaker. Sometimes I make mistakes because just like
Yeah,
I didn't grow up in Canada.
I mean,
But the thing is, like
obviously.
sometimes I make mistakes because just like I just speak so fast, and sometimes I just make some mistakes. But the thing is, like it's so crazy.
Yeah. All right, buddy, I gotta get off the line now because my wife's coming back and I need to start cooking. Okay?
No problem, no problem.
All
Okay,
right.
I'll see you, and let's do this quite often. Okay,
Yeah, yeah, let's do this like make it a routine.
yeah, that is so crazy. I love the idea. Okay, see you.
All right, later, dude.